and then go to live. Now what's going on?
It just takes a while, but we're probably live.
No, because I didn't hit go live yet.
Oh. It gives you a thing. Do you want to do a topic?
Yeah, I did.
And then it should give you.
Because it was ready and I was just waiting for you to come in. And then when it brought you in.
Oh, it all went away.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm going to take this thing off.
Okay, here we go.
I think we're live. It says we are.
Yes, we are. That's amazing.
Yay.
I'm always so pleasantly surprised when I can get this stuff to work.
Yeah.
Everything else in life I'm confident with. Tech, I'm like, When I'm in doubt, I call my 15-year-old niece. What do I do?
Exactly.
So we are live with Miss Keslie Mack. Keslie, tell us a little bit about what you do, first of all, so people can get to know you a little bit. And then you and I are going to go deep, well, as deep as we can in a short period of time. But to give you and everybody else a bit of an idea of what I do with my clients, because I work with people in so many varying ways, and it all has to do with the voice. And so it's a pretty big umbrella. So when people say, well, what does that mean? Do you teach singing? Yeah. Do you help people with like speaking? Yeah. Like it's literally everything to do with voice. So it's a big umbrella, but it's something that I'm confident in doing, and I'm excited to work with you and to see where we get today. So let's hear a little about who I call my woo-woo lady.
So, hello everybody. I am mom to 3 girls, been married 19 years. I am a hypnotherapy instructor and an Usui Reiki master who, at the beginning of December, began channeling a new system of Reiki. And this is a huge shift for me. I have been me, my company was my name, my face was my brand. You know, it was all me, and albeit I was struggling. I knew how to approach everything. I knew what to say. I knew who I am. So it was really simple to speak my truth and speak who I am when I'm working or when I'm, trying to find new clients and things like that. So now everything's changing. And now I am not speaking for myself as much anymore. I am now delivering something that isn't mine, right? I'm just being channeled. So I've got this spirit energy coming through. This information is pouring out, and it's not me. And so for the first time, I'm sharing something and with the same authenticity as though it's me, but it's not me. So it's kind of speaking in these weird ways of like, well, who's talking? How do I write this? How do I say this? How do I deliver the information in a way that's powerful enough for, because a human is saying it, and still also reach that grounded energy and have that cosmic energy coming through at the same time. So it's like ground, deliver, and do so in a way, because it makes me feel like, wah! So I start to with my voice and my energy, and I need to
ground it.
Like, yeah, it's scarier to not speak myself, which is interesting because it was always harder the other way. Like I could do monologues or act, no problem. But the second I had to do a speech that was me speaking, I would freak out. But I got all used to it. And now I'm super confident talking.
Yeah.
And now I have to switch again.
It is. And you know what? You bring up a valid point, because there's many people in business who are representing another company, right? We look at the direct sales, the direct marketing, or the MLM area, where they're representing a product or a brand that has already been created. How do they use their voice to make it their own so that they can be successful in business? And I work with people in that area too, because it's hard, because especially at the beginning, if you're just getting to know what it is this is going to be, then how do you be confident in something that you're still learning yourself? So
Exactly.
this is where there's a little bit, we're going to throw in a dash of fake it till you make it, because as more things are revealed to you and as you start to understand the scope of what this whole thing will be, confidence, of course, is going to come very naturally. Yeah. But we got to get you there quickly so that you can start standing firm in what it is that's happening, so that you can get that message out to your people and, you know, engage that audience who is going to come along on this journey with you. So what do you feel is most holding you back at this point?
I feel like the energy coming through and the story surrounding it is so big that I need to ground in it even more in order to keep it down here, keep it on a realistic level.
Okay.
You know, it's keeping the high energy, the, oh my gosh, this is happening. I know I did one little event with some people that I already am familiar with, but it was at the end, they were like, dude, you don't have to explain it like that. Like, you don't have to make excuses for it. You don't have to like tell us you don't know what's going on the whole way. Cause I'm like, whoa, this is happening. And they're like, you can just so that kind of stuff. Like, how do I in the moment and deliver instead of this, oh my gosh, that's happening.
Right. Well, ironically, you just did something that is one of the perfect things to do to ground yourself before saying anything. And that's breath. Breath and emotion are so hugely connected. So when you can take that big breath down deep into your belly and take a few of those so that you feel connected, and then start to talk about it, because then you're connecting that emotion that's up here with that breath. And so they play together. It's when you're disconnected that we tend to kind of go all over the place, or we tend to rant, or, you know, we go off on tangents and stuff like that. So just that breath that you did, you're actually instinctively doing what is going to help you. Right. And we've talked before about grounding, and you know what that is. And just to explain a little bit to everybody else, the technique that I use with people that I work with is to literally feel that sense of ground beneath them. So it's being sensitive to your feet on the ground.
Yeah.
Right. And when you can sit up, whether it's sitting in a chair or standing, and you can place your feet flat on the ground and feel the strength of that. And so sometimes I encourage people to speak standing up. You tend to feel a little bit more powerful. It's sort of that, what's your superpower pose?
Yeah.
You feel strong.
Yeah,
So,
and that makes sense, because on computer, we're just sitting.
Exactly.
Where when we're on stage in front of an audience, we're always standing. So that's fascinating. I never thought of that.
Exactly. So the way we communicate now online, we have to consider those things. And so when we're sitting back and sitting lax and stuff, our energy starts to dissipate into the couch or into our chair as well. So, just like if you've ever seen choirs work, they'll always say, sit at the front, at the edge of your seat. And musicians
Okay.
do, right? In an orchestra, they never sit back in their chair. They sit on the edge with their feet flat on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we should be conscious that whenever we're getting online to do a live video or to work with a client, we should be sitting forward as well. It brings our
Oh,
energy so that the flow, the oxygen goes better, because we're cutting ourselves off at the waist when we sit.
yeah.
Our oxygen can get stuck.
Oh, wow.
So when you sit more forward or sit up,
Right.
then you're allowing that energy and that flow to keep going through your body.
Ah, very
So,
cool.
with all that in mind, I want you to think about something that you would say about your business that you would want to tell a client, let's say, about what it is you do. And I want you to try some of those things. So, before even getting on a call, ground yourself.
See if I can fit here on the edge. I'm
And
limited
such a nice,
space.
comfy chair, too.
Yeah. But that can be good for other stuff. It doesn't have to be
Right. And when
my
you're
support while
with
I'm working.
someone and you want to feel comfortable with each other, that's when you sit back. But when you're working with somebody and you're wanting to engage and get them on board with you, then
Mm-hmm.
you want to sit forward,
Okay.
because basically you're kind of doing this physically.
Oh, right. Kind of
And with
leaning
your
in.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly it.
So what do I want to say? Well, just the part that's the hardest is I'm channeling a new system of Reiki from a spirit.
Okay. So let's do
Like, it's
that.
hard to say that and not feel like a crazy person.
You know why? Because you are putting judgment on yourself. You're thinking, oh, surely people are going to think I'm crazy.
Pretty much.
So you are projecting onto people who they've not said this to you, but you are preemptively deciding that this is what they will say.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, they're not your people.
That's true. That's true. Because so far the people that are the ones that are like, oh, did you know that A Course in Miracles was downloaded and Chicken Soup for the Soul was downloaded? And they like will tell me this is common. You're not crazy. This is a lot of great things have come from similar things.
Yeah. Actually, when you just said that, I'm like, oh yeah, totally. I remember reading about A Course in Miracles and how that all came channeled.
Yeah. So I'm trying to, I guess I need to maybe ground into what the heck I'm doing first.
Yes.
Yeah, this is hard.
It is, because there's a lot of emotion for you in this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am channeling a new system of Reiki from the father of Reiki himself.
Good. Now say it without sounding like you're asking if it's okay.
I don't like this. So, I mean, I do, but I don't.
That's why it's kind of called the hot seat.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I am channeling a new system of Reiki from the father of Reiki himself.
You still don't believe it.
I'm trying.
I know.
I need to just do it and stop trying. Isn't that the don't try, just do?
So this is happening.
It is happening
because you've shared stuff as it's been coming in.
Oh, it's happening.
There's no way humanly possible we would be able to put all that down ourselves. Right. So I totally believe it because I'm seeing it happen with you. So
I think I believe it can happen. I just I'm still in awe that it's happening to me.
Right. And awe is great, right? That's a great thing to share with people. But don't question it. Stand firm that this is happening and this is what you're doing, and jump And right
Because
now
I
you're trying to
am,
convince yourself to jump off the high diving board.
yeah. I'm trying to convince me that there's a water at the bottom to land in.
Yeah, but
I'm like, I'm jumping. I just don't know what I'm jumping into.
right. But you've already been in the water.
Okay. Ooh, there's emotion. I'm channeling a new system of Reiki from the father of Reiki himself.
Okay, that was a little bit more heartfelt and there was more of an emotional connection. And we have a question here, and this might help you too.
Ooh, awesome.
Melody's asking, what is Reiki? And a CL as well. So yeah,
awesome. Okay.
Melody would like to know what Reiki is.
So Reiki was originated in Japan in the 1920s, and it is two words. Actually, it's the word Reiki is divided into two words, Rei and Ki. And Rei is heaven or sky, and Ki is life force. So it's like heavenly life force, energetic life energy, basically coming down. It is traditionally a hands-on modality. So it's hands-on energy work, but the new system that I have downloaded is not hands-on. It is purely esoteric.
Yes, which means it's dealing with
the mind a lot more instead of the body and hands-on and that energy. It's very mind-driven and meditations, things of that sort. Things that don't make sense, that aren't tangible.
Right. Awesome. And just from my own experience with Reiki too, so Melody knows, it was I took my level 1 as a way for me to self-heal.
Yeah.
So it was a way for me to calm down when I was in a panic attack. It was a way for me to help sort of quell some of the anxiety that I was dealing with. So Reiki for me being energy work, I was able to do some of the stuff on myself to then help me cope with trauma and cope with the stuff I was going through. So there's huge benefits, because there are even people, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's even people who go for Reiki who are having pain or issues in
yeah.
body and stuff as well.
Yeah. Pain is a really common thing that people go for. Pain, other physical ailments, things like that. And then there's the people that just go for relaxation. Yeah. But no, it's a quite a powerful hands-on healing modality. It's been moving into some hospitals, things like that. And it really is. It's a level of self-healing, and then you can start to help other people heal as well. Awesome. So it's just kind of how far you want to take it.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so happy to hear that it's now sort of heading into the way of hospitals and stuff.
It is. Yeah. It's not as structured as some of the other energy systems, because when it came to the United States, it got diluted a lot because it needed to be palletized for the Americans to handle this crazy idea of energy coming out of your hands. So they it was palletized for the Americans. Yeah. And now we're getting back to the more, we're ready. Americans are ready for a different level of stuff. My tail.
I think we all are, right? And if anything, this whole pandemic has showed us that, one, we need to be flexible. Two, that we need to look for ways of connecting. Yeah, we can't physically be with people. And the way I explain sort of that self-healing idea to kids I work with is, if you put your hands close to your face, for instance, but don't touch, you can feel the shift of energy.
Yeah.
And so when you can harness that energy for your own benefit, then we can self-soothe and help ourselves cope in incidents where we're feeling anxious or angry or upset and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
or pain or discomfort or yeah, any of those. Pretty much anything emotional, physical, spiritual.
Yeah, that's what's so amazing about it. Okay.
Yeah, and then this system is a lot more structured. It's a lot more structured. So there's a lot more just consistency and routine to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now tell us again, after just explaining that, because you explained that with confidence.
Good.
How should you use that same confidence in expressing what this is that you're doing now, this shift?
So it helps to imagine that the people listening already are accepting of it.
Yes, assume they are.
That's what I need to do instead of the opposite. Because I
And
know I felt more comfortable in my own group versus now I'm like, and they don't even know, like, I'm talking total woo woo. I mean, you look up woo woo and online and it literally says Reiki. It's like,
oh, no way, really? That's awesome.
so I'm used to either a group that is like, oh yeah, totally, or they're like, this girl's batshit crazy and she needs to go. Like,
Yeah.
somebody look the other way and distract her so I can get out of here.
Yeah.
So okay, so these are my people.
Yeah. Now think about this too. Jesus, let's use that perception because a lot of people can understand that. Let's think Jesus didn't go to the people and say, you need to believe.
Okay, I'm getting it. That's funny. I like that. Okay. Because I'm channeling a new system of Reiki from the father of Reiki himself.
Better. You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
Yes.
I have to remember the people I'm talking to have already registered for the class, basically. You know what I mean? They've already bought in. They're already, so yeah, this is
Yes.
okay.
So here's the difference, right? I think you're trying to maintain control.
Ooh. Yeah.
And what I think you need to do is embrace. I am challenging. I am channeling a new form of Reiki. Like, this is going to be the best thing since somebody discovered how to slice bread.
Oh, wow. See, that feels weird. Oh, yeah. There's a whole lot of, yeah. The mindset is the little me that knew I was going to be big. And everybody who squashed her all the way here, like, that's, yeah.
Yes. So
he's like, I told you we were going to be big. And then I'm like, yeah, but that wasn't safe most of the times we did that. You remember? She's like, no, we're going to be big. And so I feel like the ego, that's what the ego is like. Oh, all those things I dreamed might actually happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it means I have to own it.
That's exactly it. You have to stand in the truth of it.
Yeah.
And in standing in that truth and owning it is where you'll find your confidence.
Because I am channeling a new system of Reiki from the father of Reiki himself.
Yes, you are.
Wow, that's totally different.
Yeah.
That feels totally different.
Yeah. And that's going to get stronger the more and more you say it.
Yeah.
It's like the affirmations that we tell people to say, right? I am beautiful. Right. And think of those words. I am. Those are powerful, powerful words because anything that follows it is truth. So if you say, I am channeling a new form of Reiki,
no, it's happening. That's for sure.
then people are going to go,
really?
Yeah. Not sure I believe it. And that's when they are going to go, okay, you're a little crazy, right, lady?
Okay.
But when you are sure of what you are saying and you are 100% confident in it, then they're going to go, huh, okay, tell me more. You
Okay.
convince me, right? And that's when
Yeah.
you start bringing in those people that may have questioned you,
Yeah.
is when you can 100% jump in and tell that little girl it's happening and embrace
Yeah.
the you that you've
That's
always known you would be.
that's a tricky one.
I know. And you know what? You make
Yeah.
me do it. So I'm throwing it right back at you, lady.
You're right, I do.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think maybe in like next month we should do another one and see
Okay.
where you're at and see how this has worked for you in developing that confidence in
Awesome.
this new method.
Awesome. Because by then I will have done a couple of what is Reiki, what is karma. So it's called karmic soul Reiki. So it's what is karmic soul Reiki, and I will have done two. So I will have right a little more of that experience, that confidence, right? Because esteem comes from within, and confidence comes from like proving it. So I'll have like I'll be building the esteem on it, and I'll be seeing the confidence as I start to not be treated like a crazy person.
Yeah. And
And
you
so
can,
everything will continue.
you're downloading this, so you don't even know the whole package yet. So there's a learning in this for you as well,
Yeah. Yep.
right? So there's a level of trust that you have to have
Big
in this
time.
coming to you, because this is not your information. This is not you going, okay, and then we'll do this and then we'll do that.
Right.
You're taking notes right now,
I am taking notes.
right? You are, doing shorthand
Mm-hmm.
as it's coming in, trying to figure out the pieces,
Yeah.
and you're taking dictation. So the further in you get and the more you start knowing and understanding what this whole thing is going to be,
Yeah.
then naturally confidence will grow in that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like I want the confidence, but then I realize, yeah, I have no proof. I have nothing to stand on. I have an outline that I'm gonna follow, but I don't have anything produced yet. So
Right.
yeah, it's all coming.
So there's a whole lot of trust you have to have right now. And that's hard for most people, right? It's hard
Yeah.
to trust the unknown. And especially in this instance, because most people have not experienced what you are experiencing, or
Yes.
they don't know it's happening.
Right, right. I think that's probably more likely the case is
Yeah.
that people are getting it, they're just not knowing. But luckily, I have like my hypnotherapy instructor downloaded her manual and then got it approved through the Hypnotherapist Guild. So, so I was like, oh, she's like, just keep writing it down, just keep writing it down, just take notes, just have a way to take notes wherever you are. So having people that have gone through it and and people going, no, look, this worked and that did it. And so you're not making it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've already said I will be a voice that will tell people that I know that this is not simply, being pulled out of your ass, so to speak, because you're sharing stuff as it's coming in and I'm going, holy smokes, that there is no way that you could have it in such an order that it's coming
Yeah, this fast.
yourself. Yeah,
Because I'm not creating it. I'm like you said, I'm taking notes.
exactly.
I'm like, oh, this is what I have to do. Okay, this is okay. Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, and to be honest, it's not like some people could say, oh yeah, sure, she's writing it down, fixing it up, and then sending it to Diva. No, because when you sent it to me, it was like 4 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
And it woke you from a sleep, you wrote it down, you sent it to me, and then went back to bed.
Yeah.
So
That's how it comes through. Taking over my bath time now. I'm like, wait, he's like, you got an hour. We got to get this stuff going, lady. He's like, and if I'm not giving it to you every day and a little bit, then it's going to be too much. he's like, so I got to give it to you. You got to implement, and then I got to give it to you, and you got to implement. And I'm like,
Yeah. And
okay.
he gives it to you in the bath because you have nowhere else to go at that point.
It's when I'm quiet and calm. He's like, oh, good, you're listening.
Yep. That's
And he's like, a little bit of rest and relaxation. We got to do this. We have a deadline. We're putting this out in March. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes.
But, you know, I mean, you know me, you offered, you guys, if you don't have it, talk to Diva about the post prompts. They're freaking amazing.
Oh yeah. I haven't even started advertising that yet.
Oh, well, pay attention because they're coming. They're a whole bunch of 1,001 post prompts or something like that. Ridiculous amount of
I
post
just
prompts.
say 1,000 plus because I'm not going to count anymore.
Okay, quit counting.
Yeah.
But I was struggling. I was in tears a few weeks ago. Like, I can't think of anything. All these beautiful prompts, and I'm like a blank book. And now I'm like, can't stop. So
I know,
yeah.
and they're amazing, right? The things that you're posting, they really make you contemplative and make you sort of think about it, or it just resonates.
Yeah, it's definitely a different experience, and I'm realizing there's a lot of change in me that's needing to happen in order to fill the shoes I'm being asked to fill.
Well, you're so used to having to be in charge of everything that you do. And now all of a sudden somebody is saying, move over. I'm doing it for you. Just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
And you would love to enjoy the ride, but you're like, but I feel like I'm not doing enough. What?
Yeah, I feel like I'm not stressed out enough. I'm not worried enough. I'm not.
Which isn't that what you asked for?
Yep. That's exactly what I've been manifesting for 5 years.
Time for you to embrace.
Yeah, now it's learning how to not stress. I'm like, oh, now I have to learn how to not worry about what's coming and just trust. Huh.
Yep.
So it's like trust, but you can still feel that lack of trust in my voice that I'm telling people. So thank you.
Well,
now
and
I can start to.
I love how you just said that because you can even feel the tightness when you said it. So when that happens, take that breath. Because what happens is when we get that way, especially stressed, angry, our voice tends to go up because we are tightening, which is holding onto your larynx and it's pulling. And it's actually, we can do damage when we are shouting or screaming in that state because of all the tightness, right? It's like if your muscles were tight and you decided to go run a marathon. Your body's going to cave at some point and say, okay, no, I can't.
Yeah.
So it's the same here. So that breath just releases the tension and lowers the larynx so that we're free and open.
Wow. Who knew? You did.
I do. It's 20 plus years of learning for me, but yeah.
Well, good, because I don't have 20 years to learn this stuff. So I need you to fix it quick.
That's why I do it, because I can say, I always say there's a method to my madness. So I tell people they have to trust me because sometimes I'll get you jumping up and down. Sometimes I'll get you pushing a wall or, doing weird things, making weird sounds, but there's always method to my madness. I promise it's not just for my own entertainment, although it can be entertaining at times. But it does serve a purpose.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this, Diva. I really appreciate this.
And thank you for being the first in the hot seat or love seat, whatever we want to call it. So hopefully this has been helpful for a lot of people. And I'm looking for other volunteers who are willing to sit where you are and do this very thing with me, right? It's an opportunity for me to get to know more people in my group and for me to help. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch because you can always learn from watching other people get coached. Always.
So
I'll be back to watch in future weeks as you give more people so I can see, so I can learn from their torture.
Hey, it wasn't torture.
No, it wasn't. I'm just kidding.
But it's very true. I find too, what I enjoy in groups is when I'm watching and seeing somebody else have a breakthrough and seeing somebody else do, what they're doing, ideas come to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm open to just watching to see what happens and something will come to me. It'll click and and then I'm writing down. So I have to go through my notes from a seminar or whatever, because I
Yeah.
often write little notes to myself saying, implement this or do this, or,
Right.
it's not just my notes from what I'm learning.
Yeah. It was from what the side learning.
Yeah. Yeah. It's my brain going, hey, this made me think of this, which brought me to this. Write this down.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're
I appreciate
welcome. Thank
being
you.
the first and sitting
Definitely.
in your discomfort and being vulnerable in front of people.
Why not? It's how we got to grow.
It's true. It's very true.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Bye,
And
everybody.
love
Oh,
to everybody else as well. And we will talk soon.
awesome. Bye-bye.
Bye.